In-text citations. The overall purpose of in-text citations is to allow the reader to briefly see where the direct quote or paraphrase came from and to be able to identify it later on as a full citation in the works cited list. When using a direct quote or paraphrase, place an in-text citation after the borrowed information. Generally, the in-text citation is found immediately following the direct quote or paraphrase, but it is acceptable to insert it in a place soon after that allows for a natural pause while reading. In-text citations are generally made up of two items: the author's last name and the page number. If there isn't an author, use the first item in the full citation entry. Place the name of the author and the page number in parentheses. Do not include any commas in between the two pieces of information. If a prose quotation runs no more than 4 lines and requires no special emphasis, put it in quotation marks and incorporate it into the text. Here is an example where a single line is quoted, which is put in quotation marks, and that line is incorporated into the same paragraph. As the author's name already mentioned, we can cite only the page number. In this example, author's name has not mentioned in the paragraph, so at the end of the quotation, you have to mention the author's name and page number. Between the two entries, no punctuation mark, but leave a space. If a quotation extends to more than 4 lines, set it off as a separate block and the first line beginning a new line, indenting half an inch from the left margin without quotation marks. And always such a section will be preceded with a colon. If there are 2 or more paragraphs in such a section, indent the first line of each paragraph an additional quarter inch. Here you can see such an example where this section is treated as a separate block, no quotation marks. That section is preceded with a colon, and as the author's name already mentioned at the beginning, only the page number is cited at the end, which you can see inside the bracket. First line of the second paragraph again indented quarter an inch. If you quote from a poem, you can include 2 or 3 lines with quotation marks within the text to indicate to your reader where the line breaks fall. You can use a forward slash with a space on each side. Here is an example for incorporating lines from a poem. 2 lines are incorporated into the text, putting that in quotation marks, and at the end there is a parenthetical reference regarding the number of lines, line 1 to 2. And as the author's name already mentioned at the beginning, there is no need of repeating the author's name within the parenthesis. If you quote from a poem more than 3 lines, like what we do in the case of prose quotations, here also set off from the text as a separate block, indent half an inch from the left margin, and of course parenthetical reference at the end. Here is an example, more than 3 lines, and that is treated as a separate block, which is preceded with a colon, no quotation marks for the section, and at the end parenthetical reference, lines 1 to 4. As author's name already mentioned, that doesn't find a place in the parenthetical reference. In the works cited list found at the end of the project, readers will be able to see the full citation in its entirety and will be able to locate the source for themselves. But when it comes to in-text citations, if there is a single author, write the second name, space, page number. When there are 2 authors, Add both names to the in-text citation with the word "and" between the two names. Leave a space and write the page number. For 3 or more authors, include the last name of the first author listed on the source. After the first author's last name, place et al. Afterwards. This is a Latin term which means "and others." After et al., put a period, leave a space and write the page number. For page numbers, use the same style that the source uses. If a source is numbered using Roman numerals in the in-text citation, use Roman numerals for the page number. When it comes to e-books, it can be difficult to determine the page number. Furthermore, the page number on one type of e-reader, such as a Kindle, might differ on another e-reader like a Nook. Exclude page numbers from the in-text citations if the page numbers differ across devices. Only include the page number from an e-book if it is consistent with other readers. It is acceptable to use a chapter number or division number if it is stable across devices. If you omit a word, a phrase, a sentence, or more from a quoted passage, you can use 3 spaced periods. It's called ellipsis. It implies that your quotation does not fully reproduce the original text. While reproducing the second section, the author has omitted some parts of the first section and instead he has used 3 spaced periods called ellipses. Suppose your quotation ends with a question mark or an exclamation point. Retain the original punctuation within the quotation mark and follow the reference and sentence period outside the quotation mark. For clarifications, look at this example. Tom asks his mom, "Why are we going to the shop?" Question mark. The quotation closes after the question mark and followed by the parenthetical reference. Author's name Grigory, space, page number. Put a period at the end. Regarding the page layout, margin 1 inch on 4 sides. Indent the first line of a paragraph ½ inch from the left margin. Typeface Times New Roman. Font size 12. Line spacing double. Do not justify the paragraphs. Instead, you opt alignment left. Regarding the title, do not italicize or underline the title. Never put the title in quotation marks. Never use boldface. Do not type in all capital letters. Do not use period after the title or any heading. Always italicize the title of works, if any, that you are including in the main title. Font size is 14. Always put the page number on the upper right hand corner of the page. Thank you.